Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers Legacy United Galaxy Shuttle Leader Class version, repaint and also with a new head. Version of the original Astro Train mold from Siege that I do not own, so that's not gonna happen in the size comparison. And it looks very nice and very white, which means I'm gonna have some problems with my light because I don't know how to fix this. My brain cells do not really know how to fix it. I kind of wish I knew. The only thing I can do is something like that. Hopefully that improved it a little bit because the fact I put the lights a little bit up higher so that they're not shining directly on the figure. So hopefully that is able to kind of, keep the whole shininess at bay. But to be honest, it's not silver, so at least I have something like that to go for. Anyway, Galaxy Shuttle, who is he? Don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have absolutely no idea who Galaxy Shuttle is. But when I saw that this guy was in the Japanese cartoons, I had to get him, obviously. Unlike the other guy that he was released with, the Blitzwing repaint, because of the fact that he never appeared in the Generation 1 show, so I don't really care. But this was a must-have, and obviously after the Diamond Bolt fiasco, which, yeah, if you don't know about that, I just had to have this guy, you know? It's just like, it's actually funny too, because he went everywhere to search for that bad boy. And Hasbro's just like, here's another one. And it's like, I went everywhere for that thing, and now it's just readily available, which is actually good, because this guy was difficult to find, apparently, just like Cosmos. They were both very difficult to find, so I'm happy with the re-release. Still do not understand the breakdown situation, but still, hey, you know what? Don't care, I got the set, so I already have that breakdown, so I don't really care about breakdown, you know? But for other people, that could be a little bit of a bummer. However, speaking of a bummer, I do find this figure a little bit of a bummer. Maybe it's because of, the fact that it's not the original mold, but I have some issues with tabbing situation. Mainly, the legs, these pieces here at the front, and also these wing pieces for train mode. They don't necessarily work. Outside that, also it seems to be a little bit paint chipping, as you could see up there. I do not know when that happened. I don't think that happened because of the transformation, because all I had to do was this, so I don't really know if it happened because of the transformation, but whatever. Anyway, this guy looks great. Let's just get that out of the way immediately. This guy looks fantastically awesome. I'm a big fan of the way that this guy looks. He looks just great, and to be honest, he feels great as well. But to be honest, that is because of the fact he's a leader class figure, basically, but only in price because he's a Voyager technically. But he does feel like very heavy, very good. He feels great. That is what I would like to say. But like I said, he also looks very great. So let's get in closer then. Here we got the head sculpt with the nice visor there. I find that a really cool head sculpt, to be honest. He got the nice white here for the, the chest. We got the black here for the arms. Oh, forgot to fold these bad boys down. My apologies, people. That is for transformation, by the way, is when you lift that up, but I forgot to lift that back down. And then you got the nice silver here on the legs, exclusively on the legs, and in the white here as well. To be honest, I might actually enjoy the Astro Train version more because it's a darker color, but outside of that, this guy looks nice, and even from the back, he looks very clean. I mean, we could ruin that, but let's not. Also, I like the red here because I am a sucker for black with some red. And the arms are perfection. Love them. But outside of that, I think the Astro Train version I might actually like. And also, like I said, overall pretty clean back. He's got the wings and the thruster. But outside of that, it is just a clean back. And I'm very happy about that. But we could ruin that, but let's not yet. Because first of all, we got some weapons, baby. So starting off, he comes with this weapon basically twice, but also mirrored. So basically, these weapons are kind of mirrored, but not really. I mean, the peg is mirrored, but they are very nice looking, fully red guns, and I like red, so I'm a fan of this. And obviously, he can hold these weapons, or if you want to, with either peg, you can also attach it to the side here of his arm, so that he can just, blast you with the guns. So you can do that. Then after that, that's not all he comes with, because he also comes with a missile launcher, which actually will be more important later on. But look at this, very nice missile launcher, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Because of the fact that we first have to talk about whatever this gun, like a minigun or something like that is, and technically because of the peg here on the side, as you can see, you can actually plug this onto the minigun, and then you can just plug that into his hand as well. By the way, his hand is a little bit loose, so that's a little bit of an annoyance that I have. I already had that when I open boxed this guy. And finally, the only gun that does not have fully red, only a red peg. We have this black gun looking very nice as well. And probably if this guy was a Voyager class figure, this is the only weapon he would have come with, let's be honest there. But he can hold that. Then why does a guy named Galaxy Shuttle get an arsenal like this? What are you, Roadbuster from Thrilling 30 with a big arsenal? Why? Why do you come with such a big arsenal? I don't know. Are you a wrecker in the future or something like that? Like, I don't get it. But to be honest, I'm not gonna complain because I have other stuff to complain about, baby. Because, yeah, let's just get into that. Let's undo all of this. And let's get into the thing that I do not like that this idiot comes with. I also do not know why he's starting to do the splits, but Galaxy Shuttle is a man of mystery, boys. Man of mystery. Sometimes you just do the splits for no reason at all. So there you go. Now then, the annoyance is this thing, baby. Yes, he comes with a big thing here, as you can see, just this big thing. It's just a, well, it's basically in order to justify the leader class price point, he comes with a brick of nothing but uselessness. And this brick is actually going to be important, well, more important later on. But if you want to attach this thing to good old Galaxy Shuttle, you want to kind of open this up, and then what you want to do is you want to rotate this around like so, and then fold this in like so, and then obviously you can just kind of keep the rest of this like so. And then if you want to attach it to him, you can just, you got these three things here, and you got those three things right there. However, first what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this bottom piece off. You want to take it off and put it off to the sides, and then you can just move this up. But what you basically want to do is you want to align the bad boys here and just basically just tap this in to his back. However, he now has a big backpack, so that's gonna make it a little bit more difficult to stand, apparently. Maybe not, actually. This guy's got some good... Okay, yep. So, what you get are actually these pieces here. These are actually feet. So, as you can see under here, he has a hole under his feet that this peg here goes into. So, basically, what you can do is you can just take this and plug it in, get his foot all the way in there, and then he has the heels in order to be able to carry around this big backpack, and I hate it. It ruins the entire, like, I don't mind these like extra foot pieces, but like the rest of it is just such an annoyance, to be honest. Like, it comes with this big backpack that doesn't even look good on the shelf. I'm gonna not do anything with this. However, untabbing this is a little bit annoying because I like to sometimes wiggle in order to kind of get it looser for later on, but this rotates around so you can't really wiggle. But that's what you can do with it. So I'm just going to take this off because no, you are not going to be displayed like this. And obviously you can tab these bad boys then back together. And then if you want to reattach this to here, what you want to do is you want to actually just take this, and then there are two holes back there that you can just slide this bad boy into. And there you go. So you just want to slide that in, and then there you go. That's it. And obviously you can rotate this back around. Or not. Hey, it's a mushroom pack. I didn't know it was a mushroom pack. Did not notice that, actually. Maybe that's a me problem, but still, I did not really notice that. And there you go. Also push this all the way in. Don't forget about it. But this is just a big block of nothingness that I don't like. So I'm just going to move it back off to the side. It's got some nice silver though on here. I will say that. Some nice silver. You got some blue here. Some nice details on the inside. But I don't care about this thing. So we're just going to move it off to the side unless we need it again. Let's get good old Shuttle Man himself standing again as he should. There you go. But overall, Shuttle Man looks very nice without, you know, garbage. So then let's move into the next segment. I almost forgot what I needed to do next, but it's the articulation segment, so his head can rotate. Technically do a full 360, but kind of gets, the view kind of gets blocked by these blocks there. Then you got the rotation technically all the way. You can actually maybe move this out of the way a little bit. I don't actually know if you can really move it back. No, you can't. So basically you could just do that, but technically you could do a full rotation if the wings could move more out of the way. Then you also got some in and out, and also technically for this you also got some in and out as well. Then you have a swivel here as well, a bend at the elbow, but technically a double bend for transformation, and the hand that wants to keep moving inside has no rotation in it. sadly enough, but can only fold down, but it just keeps wanting to fold down and just annoys me all the time. Anyway, then the hip skirts obviously can move forward as I showed off earlier, and he does have a waist rotation, but this can move out of the way for the leg to go forward all the way. Backwards, not much. You got a little bit of backwards here because the wing and also that thing would block it, so that's sad. Then you got some in and out, you got some... come on. Yeah, it's a bit tight on here, but you got a nice rotation up there on the mushroom peg. You got a bend at the knee that reveals this thing here, so that is very nice. And then his feet can go up and down if you untab it from in there, which it needs to tab in order to be able to transfer. But he has some articulation. No ankle tilt, which is kind of disappointing. But outside of that, he's got some nice articulation. And to be honest, I don't hate the feet extenders at all. I personally don't hate the feet extenders, but I do hate the rest of the block. But that's just a me thing, because it only really is useful once, technically maybe 1.5 times. It is useful. But then let's move straight into this SAS comparison segment. So starting off, let's bring in some Japanese boys. So here we have him with twin cast and also Metal Hawk, the two that I decided to go for the Japanese section here, because I did not want to grab Minerva, and to be honest, I don't really want to grab the HasLabs because transforming them is, it's a bit of a challenge. But he looks nice with some of the Japanese lads, even though weirdly enough, all of these guys are repaints, which, yeah, that's a little bit weird. But like I said, he looks nice with them. So let's get them out of here so we can bring in the popular ones. So here we have Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, baby. Yes, indeed, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, together with Galaxy Shuttle, looking very nice. Let's get them out of here. For my 3 favorites, obviously, Iron Knight, Sideswipe, and SAS comparison, together with the Galaxy Shuttle, looking very nice. So then let's get them out of here. Let's pull this idiot in closer, and let's get into one of 2, because in case you don't remember, this big boy is indeed, yes, a triple changer. So we got some changing to do with this guy. So let us transform the Galaxy Shuttle himself into one of his 2 mounts. This is going to be a little bit annoying. At least last time it was. It was very annoying. I did not like doing it. So what you want to start off with is you can untap the feet here, rotate them all the way around, and as you can see, there's some white tabs here that are going to slide into the foot. So you basically want to take this and slot it in. Rotate this around, take it, and slot it in. Come on. Sometimes it can be a little bit challenging in order to do that stuff. After that, what you want to do is you can also take the fist and rotate them around like so. Then you can undo the side pieces here, rotate them all the way around. However, what you also want to do is you want to rotate this all the way around. So you want to take this arm here and rotate it all the way around. And then there's a tab here that's going to slide into a slot right there, which is maybe difficult to see, maybe not. But you basically want to double hinge this and tab it together, which can be really annoying. Sometimes, not all of the time. So rotate it in and tab it together. Oh, it wasn't annoying this time around. Maybe it's because I already did it once. And then you basically want to take these 2 pieces here and just rotate them up and... You're also supposed to rotate these things forward. I forgot about that one. So rotate it forward like so. Now it is sitting above his head. Otherwise his head kind of gets in the way. You want to basically take this and just lift this up and hold it kind of together. Then what you want to do is you want to untap the back blaster here. Rotate it out like so, and then rotate it up, and then there are 2 tabs right there that want to slot in there. But first, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually untap the chest here. You got these black pieces here that you want to unfold. Then you can rotate this whole thing around like so. Take these black pieces here, fold them down. Take this, fold it in as well. However, I don't really know if you're supposed to slot it in between the arms here, because I don't really see necessarily like how you're supposed to do that. Because I can't really seem to get these things necessarily. Oh no, now they're having a grip. But you want to do then, and now that you got all that situated, you want to take these 2 tabs and slot them into slots back there, which is kind of difficult. So you kind of need to just hold everything together while you pray by the grace of everything that it wants to work. But there you go. Now it is sitting very nicely flush like so. And there you go. You got the whole backside entirely completely done. Wonderful job indeed. Now the front part. Oh boy. Because this is also kind of annoying. What you want to do is you want to untab the sides here like so. rotate this backwards, After that, what you can do is you can then take the front of the jet and just kind of line it up, tab this nose cone section here together like so, and after that what you want to do is you want to basically rotate this backwards. Actually, before you close this up, you want to take the knee pads here and rotate them up. I forgot to do that. But then what you want to do is you want to basically get this whole thing captured. And there's always going to be a tiny little gap for me, sadly enough. There's no way for me to fix it. But make sure that everything here is tapped together like so. And there you go. There you go. That's it. That is Galaxy Shuttle in his... Also, you know, extend this again, obviously. I mean, yeah, there's nothing really much else you can do with this thing, to be honest, in order to make it work better. It's just, this is it. This is Galaxy Shuttle, or I guess you could also say Astro Train, in his shuttle mode. So here we have Galaxy Shuttle in his, well, shuttle mode portion of the whole thing. And, oh god, what happened? Why does it look like this? It looks so bad back here. Look, I have a little fix that could work if they just had these things slide or like rotate around in order to go back there. That would have been so much better in order to kind of cover this bad boy up. But my goodness, it looks so bad because it's like unfinished. This thing is never going to reach space, sadly enough, or luckily enough, depending of course on who's boarding it, you know. If we got some bad people boarding it, then this thing needs to reach space, because it's gonna blow up. But yeah, like I said, this is the first thing I noticed. I got him fully transformed into this, and I was like, I'm done? Really? I'm done. This is it. This is how it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look, the back is supposed to look like, you know, one of those like chicken sticks that you have half eaten. That's what it's supposed to look like a half-eaten backside. It looks like, you know, corrosion or something like that had happened at the back. And this thing is not safe anymore. Yeah, I don't really like this mold. I know, okay? There is one mode that always has to be sacrificed. So I don't like this mode. But, yeah, we got a big beefy front, though. I'll say that right now. We got a nice beefy front with the cockpit going through. To be honest, if I hold him like this, he actually doesn't necessarily look all that bad. Big Autobot symbol with the gap in between because, God, why? Just doesn't work, does it now? Nope, it does not, sadly enough. So it became a lot darker on the screen. Why? Now it's not anymore. Weird. Weird how that works. Anyway, but overall, very nice. Very, very nice. You also got the nice here. You got the V logo back there for the V star. That is actually a reference to Transformers Victory. So I guess it is officially confirmed that this idiot appeared in Transformers Victory, because why else would he have a big V like that? And you also got the two Autobot symbols back there as well. He's got completely black on the bottom. Very nice. You got still the training stuff here as well. But overall, he looks actually kind of nice outside of this back portion here that just does not look nice. And he's got the nice big blue boosters in the back as well that I think are actually blast effect compatible, but I don't care. Just being honest here, I don't care if they are blast effect compatible or not. Then also you got the nice little wing here. But that is about it. That's all I can really say outside of, you know, the fact that it just looks unfinished back here. But whatever. Anyway, for weapon storage, well, as if you see a hole, you can store a weapon in it. But mainly you got these two. You can store a weapon. Oh, let me just untap this bad boy here then. But you can store a weapon back here. You can also take another weapon and store it on the other side here as well. And then, let's see here. Do we have any more holes? Because I don't really see any more holes necessarily. I mean, technically, this could also count as a hole. You can also just do it like this. But then you can't really use one there. Oh, but also this doesn't necessarily work. There you go. However, you can then also take one gun and put it on this gun like so. And then you can... Ah, the knee pads have holes as well, so you can then also just take a gun here and just plug it into the knee hole, or just do it like this, I guess. Plug it onto the knee hole, so you can store all the weapons on him if you want to, but it does look ridiculous. To be honest, this thing would not really look ridiculous if it was more in the middle, but whatever. However, we don't know what's in space, so maybe we should pack some weapons when we go into space, you know? I've seen enough movies about aliens to know that we need weapons up there ASAP, because you never know. Anyway, but that's not all he comes with, because he still comes with box. And what you can do with box is actually pretty simple. What you want to do is you want to untap these side pieces here, and also this top piece here. Rotate this whole thing out, and then what you want to do is you want to rotate this in like so. And just like with robot mode assembly, you have these three things back there that can go into the boosters like so. Like so. Also, you can rotate these things around if you want to as well. But here we go, boys. And even then, you can still lift this up if you want to as well. But here you go. You got basically a launching pad for the shuttle mode, which, you know, doesn't look half bad. But to be honest, it also doesn't really look half good either. It's more of those halfsies kind of thing. I don't even know how I'm gonna do a thumbnail for this, for at least for the Transform It. I got nothing, dude. I had an idea, but there is not, also a little bit of a problem here. There is no real thing here, down here, in order to attach a stand. Because this apparently, this hole here is too big for a stand. So I can't attach a stand to this thing. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll just do something like this in order to be able to have it. I don't know. We'll figure it out later on. Anyway, let's move you from the thing. There you go. And obviously you can lift this back up, rotate this up, rotate these pieces here out and round, and then just, there's a slot here on either side that the tabs on the side here are gonna slide into, like so. And then you have the two slots under here that these two slots are gonna slide into, so like so. And technically, you could still then attach it in the back here. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can if you want to. So let's move the box out of the way. And then let's get into size comparison, because there's not really much else I can do. God, he is shiny. So, starting off, Japanese people come in. So, here we have Galaxy Shuttle together with Metal Hawk and also with Twin Cast, whose name I almost forgot. So here he is with the two of them looking very, very nice. Man, that Cyclonus mold is so good. Too bad my Cyclonus is not a good version of that mold. But outside that, looking really good. So, popular people, next up. So then here we have him together with Optimus and Bumblebee. Obviously, you gotta grab the popular boys. Also, this did not actually sit flush. Why are you not sitting flush? Come on. Don't embarrass me, Prime. But anyway, here he is with them, looking very nice. And I guess I'll just, I'll do this. I'll do like a weird thing. But yeah, here you go. Kind of block the light. But there you go. Look at that. Looking very nice. Let's get them out of here so I can get into my favorite boys. So here we got them together with Iron Knight Sideswipe and Jazz Boys. And they are looking very nice. Weirdly out of scale, obviously, because that's supposed to be a big shuttle. But to be honest, shuttle boys are always kind of out of scale. So let's get the three of them out of here. And pull you in closer, because we are not even close to being done with Galaxy Shuttle Man himself, because we still got some more stuff to do, boys. Because there's a third mode that we are going to get into now. So then let's get him into his third mode. So what you want to start off with, which is something that I don't want to do, but you kind of have to, is you want to untap the back piece here. Like so, so that you can then undo this, rotate this in, and rotate this whole thing in down here, rotate these pieces around, and then you have to put this back where it belonged. Kind of. There we go. Then next up, what you want to do is you want to take the wings here and rotate them up 2 clicks. 1, 2 clicks, like so. Then what you want to do is you want to rotate this in, and there's technically a tab here that is supposed to slide into the slot right there, but that doesn't necessarily work on my copy, sadly enough. It doesn't want to hold, and that's a little bit of a problem, so mine doesn't want to sit flush, sadly enough. I don't know why. I can't really see anything in here that I needed to do differently. You know, I've even looked at YouTube videos in order to be able to figure out what I am doing wrong, because there seems to be maybe some paint chipping. Maybe that is supposed to be like that. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing my best here with this, but it just doesn't want to go in, and that is kind of a little bit of a problem. Anyway, then what you want to do with this front piece here is you want to undo it and rotate it forward. Untap the nose cone section, and then you can rotate the nose cone section in. You can take this piece in here and rotate it out like so. So take the piece in here and rotate it out. Come out, come out. Don't be shy, don't be nervous. Rotate it around, rotate this out, rotate it out all the way. Rotate these two pieces back together and tab them back together. There you go. Just get this whole thing tabbed back together. And then what you want to do is you want to rotate these bad boys back again and tab it together again, even though here, once again, it doesn't want to tab together. However, this time, it doesn't matter because you rotate this bad boy around, take these pieces here, untap them from the side here, leave them out like that, because first what you want to do is you want to rotate the back wheel in. Doesn't seem to be a tab, so we'll just rotate this in, and then you want to take these tab here on the side. It wants to go into that slot, and also here at the front. Basically rotate this thing down and tab it in. That's kind of gonna hold the whole thing together. And now look at how black he is. He's very much black, even though he feels like he's not really sitting flush, but whatever. Here we have him in his train mode, baby. So here we have Galaxy Shuttle in his train mode. And also what I forgot to do actually is that you are supposed to actually pull down on this. I always forget this little step because it's just such a weird step. But anyway, you're supposed to pull down on that one so that the wheels can touch the ground, which they do right now. But here we have him in his train mode, and to be honest, where's the white? The white's kind of gone, almost entirely gone. And this actually doesn't look all that bad. I will say that right now. This does not look all that bad, okay, to be honest. I mean, yes, it still does look a little bit weird. Maybe it's just the mold itself. I have no idea if I did something wrong here, because it feels like these things are supposed to be up a little bit further to just be equal, but also this is supposed to be lower because of the I don't know. I don't think I did anything wrong because I followed the instructions and I even watched the YouTube video. So I cannot be wrong. Unless that the instructions and the YouTube video are wrong, at which point then I am wrong. But I don't think that they are. But still, he looks very nice in train mode. It's the shuttle mode that really gets all the compromises. And also, this thing not tabbing together doesn't matter on this side of the aisle. So here we got a bunch of training details as well. God, look at how nice the train is detailed. I love the details here on the train, the little details. They're not necessarily easy to pick out. Maybe they're better on Astro Train himself, but still, he looks very, very nice with all the details. You even got the little front here as well. And I love how it's basically on the other side of the shuttle. Very nice indeed. My goodness, look at this. Just the white little bits of white peeking through. But also, this guy is now better to see because there's less white, which is also kind of funny. But still got the gigantic blue boosters. And also, I think these things are actually supposed to be flush. But mine don't want to be flush. Like, I gotta push it in. And then it pushes itself out. At least on this side here. So there's nothing really much that I can do. Maybe it's mold degradation, who's to say? Could be mold degradation. But that is not all that you can do with this guy, because while I hate everything about it, let's grab first some weapons before we get into everything that I hate about it. Let's look for some holes, boys. So starting off, obviously, we have a hole back here where we can probably just latch you onto, which, to be honest, doesn't necessarily look that horrible. I see a hole up in the front here as well, or just this side of the gun, in order to tag you on. There is also a hole here on the side, but you can't really use that one from this side, sadly enough. And yeah, I don't really necessarily see any other holes, just this one and the back one there. So maybe you gotta combine some weapons in order to be able to make it work, because I don't think you can use this as a hole. No. It's the perfect fit too, but it's blocked off. Oh man, that's a little bit sad. But yeah, but you can do some ridiculous weapon storage if you want to, but also you can make them bigger, boys. Yes, indeed. This is the only useful thing that this thing does, which is, as you can see, the boosters back here, tabs here. We've done this twice now already in this video, but here we go. And it's flying in the air. No, it's supposed to be like this. But it's flying in the air. But here we go. We got a bit of an extension which does not work at all. It's completely different colored. I think if I remember, the Astro Train one at least has it look like an extension of the train. Here it's well, what is this then supposed to be? You know? Also, I do love the fact that the train actually comes with big rocket boosters on the back. But still, this thing it's just not necessarily the best thing. Let's just say that. Let's just get this thing out of here. Never speak of it again. But overall, the train mode looks nice. So then, size comparison time once again, I think. So, Japanese boys. So here we have Galaxy Shuttle together with the Japanese ones. Twin Cast and Metal Hawk looking Yeah, also out of skill. Look, everyone here is out of skill, okay? I mean, the fact is that boombox back there is supposed to be way smaller compared to a jet and a train. And to be honest, a train is supposed to be way bigger compared to a jet. So everyone here is out of skill, sadly enough. This is just this is just an out of skill thing. So let's get them out of here. So we can bring in the popular boys. And here they are together with Galaxy Shuttle, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee. Looking very nice. Once again, train is out of scale, but still looking very nice. But the fact that Bumblebee is about as tall as a train is just ridiculous, boys. Ridiculous. Favorites time. So here we got Iron Knight, Sideswipe, and yes, size comparison together with Galaxy Shuttle. Looking very out of scale once again. I will make that joke always, to be honest, because that is the first thing that I notice. But still, he looks very nice alongside them. So let's get the three of them out of here. Pull you in closer and let's get into that reverse transformation. So then let us finally get this guy back into robotic mode. To be honest, doing triple changers is always a bit of a challenge. But before we get into that, I forgot something because of the fact that what you're I had it like this. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pull this down all the way until it can't go down anymore, so that the wheels can actually touch the ground, as you can see. So yeah, sorry about that one, little bit of an update. Anyway, start off by pushing it up, obviously, and then you can untap this, rotate it up, untap this, rotate it up like so, and then take the back wheels here and just come on, get past everything. Rotate the wheels around like so. So just get it out of everyone's way. There you go. Rotate this around. There you go. Then we rotate it around. Afterwards, what you can do is you can then, if it does tab in, untab it and then rotate the wings out like so. Simple enough. Take the booster pack here and just untab it, rotate it down and tab it in like so. There you go. Almost are already done with the backpack. Well, we actually are, outside of a little shift that needs to happen. Afterwards, what you want to do is you want to basically just take this, untab it from in here, rotate it down. However, also untap this front train section. Then you can take these pieces here and rotate them in, rotate them in, rotate this around like so, rotate this around like so, and then you want to push it in here, like so. So just get this in here. After that, you want to untab this, untap this foot here, rotate it all the way around. Keep this bad boy tabbed in. Sometimes they like to untab themselves. So keep everything tabbed in, rotate this around, and then there's a little bit of a tabby slot situation there that the side tab here is going to slide into. So you basically just want to do that on both sides. Apparently I already did it on one. Afterwards, what you want to do then is you want to take these pieces here, which I always forget about, and just rotate these bad boys down. Then you can rotate these pieces here around. Rotate out the arms, so rotate out the arms. Then obviously you can come in here and rotate out the fists. Whenever something like this presents itself, I like to just put in the gun and rotate it around. It allows for the least amount of damage, and then rotate the arms around, obviously, like so. And then you want to fold this down, and I don't know how this is supposed to sometimes it tabs into place, sometimes it does not. There you go, I guess. Tab it into place. Then you want to shift the backpack here down and just push it in order to latch it on. And then split the legs, which apparently came together again. And then here we have Galaxy Shuttle Man himself back into his robotic mood. So, Galaxy Shuttle, here we are again after a long time. Also, I'll give you a gun. What do I think about him? Well, to be honest, I actually am a little bit indifferent about him. Yes, I am. Look, I find the transformation extremely annoying. Mainly the fact that these pieces don't want to tab in train mode, and also mainly the booster here on the back that just annoys me. The booster on the back is the main thing that annoys me about Galaxy Shuttle and makes Galaxy Shuttle absolutely not fun at all. It is the main part. I really wish it was handled better, designed better, but it's not. Okay? It's just like you have to hope and pray and push in order to get it tabbed in. And it's just annoying. And it feels like you're gonna break something, or you have to punch the thing in order to get it into place. So I don't like that. However, I do not actually know what the original Astro Train version of this figure is like. So maybe that one is actually good. You know, it doesn't have that issue. But the Galaxy Shuttle version sadly enough, does have that issue, but I cannot comment on the Astro Train. Now, do I think he's worth it? Well, to be honest, with all the stuff that you're getting, yeah. He's a fun figure overall, outside of like that little transformation hiccup. He's a fun figure, and he comes with a lot of stuff to justify the price point, and also some kind of a buck that I kind of wish he didn't come with, because I just don't like it. It's not like even combiners, where it's the combiner parts. Like with Silverbolt, for example, that Commander class figure comes with like the basically the whole body for Superion, and yes, it looks ridiculous, but at least that is what you can do with it. Here you just have a box. In robot mode, it's just a backpack, and it's the biggest backpack I've seen. Not a big fan of that one. But outside of that, yes, I do think he is worth it. However, between him and Astro Train, which one would I recommend? Because of popular demand, obviously I would recommend Astro Train over this guy, which might actually be coming out next year. Who's to say? I don't know, nor do I care, because I got the Dramatic Capture Series one, because they actually did sell Astro Train separately. So I will get Astro Train at some point in my life, and yeah, I'll have some fun with it. Also, I don't like the fact that there's some paint chipping here on the shoulder, which is kind of distracting me a little bit as well. But would I recommend this guy if you cannot find Astro Train? Sure, he's a fun guy, but sadly enough, there are better figures out there. But that has been my review of Transformers Legacy United Leader Class Galaxy Shuttle from Transformers Victory. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!